Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. We're your hosts, Sedrik and Sidra, and we're going to talk about January 6, 2021. And I'm going to get back in my chair here because, we're going to talk. We're going to talk and we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it honest. It's going to be some legit stuff today. And it might be a long one. It just might. People are making mistakes. They're making mistakes. Okay, what's the first thing on everyone's lips that has any semblance of decency? All right. And these are people that are decent. These are people that you might want to be around. The ones you could probably share a drink with. The ones that you could talk and shoot the shit with every once in a while. What's on the lips of these people? The ones that are saying, well, what if it was a minority group? What if it was Black Lives Matter? What would have happened during this coup against the government? Okay. And the reason they ask that, which I think they need to stop asking it and start telling that there would have been a difference. It's the only thing I would change, stop asking and just, because it's obviously just rhetorical, yes, but still it gets to the point where when you ask enough times, people start to question instead of actually understand. So yes, if it was Black Lives Matter, if it was some Hispanic group or anything like that, they would have all been killed.
Blood stains on the steps.
There would have been no question about it. There would have been nothing.
It would have threw the whole weight of any kind of military they got.
Now, compare and contrast. These white people, and there's no way, look, America, the United States of America, the U.S. inhabitants, the majority are so racist. There is no way to talk about reality, to talk about truth without sounding racist. That's how racist this country is. That's how racist these people are. That's why it's like this. So that's the warning. That's the trigger warning, everybody. All right. So if this was Black Lives Matter, what would have happened? Well, consider this. Listen. These white people stormed their beaches of Normandy. That's what they did, and they wanted to go in guns blazing and yee-hawing, and they could do whatever they want to do and be as destructive as they want to be because they have no reason. They won't remember their actions. I said this on Dusty Smith's show, but when he read my comment, I saw him read it and then just move on, because he didn't want to. Dusty, while his heart is always in the right place, and he is somebody that I do say you need to watch, but he's weak. He's weak, and that's when it comes to dealing with absolute reality. He'll tell you the truth. He'll give you everything, but he's not going to really deal with true, honest opinion unless it's eating his ass. That's the problem. And that's the problem with everyone else dealing with this situation. If you're on the Trump side, then you're like, if you don't agree with me, then you're wrong and you're a traitor. If you are anti-Trump, anti-fascist, you don't really see a traitor for those that's doing this. You just use it to judge them. You use those labels to judge them, but you don't use them labels to outcast them. That's the difference when it comes to the white groups out there. That's the difference. Because see, those that are decent, those white people, they're not going to outcast you because you have a difference of opinion. They'll just kind of shake their head, say you're wrong, probably decently disagree with you. And that's really cool. And I like that. Keep it civil, keep it decent. But then you've got those racist white people, those Trumpists, those religious zealots, the Bible thumpers, they can't wait to separate, segregate, destroy, tribalize to the nth degree. I mean, keep it real. That's the problem. People don't truly jump in the right way. Naturally, we're tribalistic. So pick a tribe and back it to the nth degree like they did. I got to thank Donald Trump. I got to thank these racists. You know why? Because they showed something. They showed balls. They showed tits. They did it. They don't like what's going on. They don't like that they feel like they got screwed over. So they went out and did it. They told it for days. We're going to go in and we're going to do this. We might have to kill some people. We're going to take it over. We're going to get our way.
Honestly, if they really wanted to succeed, they wouldn't have done that.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, if you really want to succeed at something, you don't like, you don't send a letter the day before to the bank and say, we're coming to rob you tomorrow at 3:33 p.m. You know, it's going to be 10 of us. We're going to have guns, but they ain't going to be loaded. You don't do that. You just show up.
Yeah, but you know what? They showed up. They showed up for the guy that they like. People that love Bernie Sanders didn't even leave the damn house when they could.
This is true, but do you know why they showed up? Do you know why they showed up?
Because they privileged and felt like the other racists would have their back.
Exactly. They thought, oh man, we're going to have the armed military out here backing us up, and a military coup seemingly run by a bunch of slack-jawed malcontents that don't have a brain cell between them. And that's why they showed up.
Just think about all that happened. And look, they even put a noose out there. A noose. That wasn't for black people. That was just for the government. That noose is a sign of power and death. It's absolute. That noose is absolute.
It's just why white people don't know to be afraid of it.
They have no idea. They see a noose and say, oh, it's a nice little knot. Black people see a noose and it's like, hold your children, run into the house.
Yeah.
And then white people saying, well, I don't see the problem with that. And if you want to really go against that, then think about the race car driver that had the noose hanging up in his garage that wasn't there before, but then they said was there for months. That man been going in and out that damn area for the longest. Never there. Suddenly there. Well, no, man, let's gaslight you and say he's been there for the longest. I mean, listen, now to finish off this small compare and contrast, which has taken quite a bit to do because, I'm just getting a lot of stuff off my chest here. But out of all of this, think about all of this that happened when it came to, Ferguson. Black Lives Matter formed initially in protest saying stop killing us, so the cops go out there and kill them to make sure they don't have to keep shouting don't kill us. Just think about that. Stop killing us. What? Kill you to make sure you shut up. Think about that. And then when Floyd died, Black Lives Matter reformed and the cops went out to kill him again, beat him and kill him to say, shut up. Know your role. Know your place in our white society. That's why it's hard to talk about any of this without sounding racist, because there's so much racism involved in it, and it's systemic. Why is it systemic? What's the evidence, you might ask? The fact that it's the damn cops that doing it. The fact that the cops giving nickel rides to black people. The fact that there's the search and frisk and stuff. Forfeitures of items and stuff, mainly black people. And then if you can't find anything, look elsewhere, but you'll find something for them. If you can find a black person, you'll find a crime. That mentality. The mentality of in their training, in their individual police training, You see a black person, you need to shoot first. You see a white person, you need to think about it.
Even if that white person is armed.
Very armed.
Armed with an assault weapon.
We've seen the training videos, and you don't need to see the training videos. There's plenty of videos out there where white people holding a rifle at a cop, pointing at the cop, and the cop is like, look, we're just trying to talk.
Mm-hmm.
You got a white person walking down with an AR-15. Nothing happens. Black dude, same weapon. Cops are pulled all around, pull their gun on them.
Think about the Bundy Ranch incident.
When they had they had snipers. The Bundys.
And they were solidly in the fucking wrong.
Yes, literally. I am going to do what I want to do and not pay my taxes. Have my cattle graze where they want to graze, whether it's government land or not. And then when you want me to pay the taxes that I ain't going to pay and the back taxes I ain't going to pay, then we're going to do a standoff, take over certain buildings, and then have snipers on the highway, on overpasses, pointed at government officials. Still nothing. Just think about that. But when black people say stop killing us, then there's a beat down. When Hispanic people say stop beating us and raping us, there's a beat down. When the Asians say stop beating us and raping us, there's a beat down. When minorities stand up to police brutality, there's nothing but brutality from the police and their supporters against them.
Now you might be wondering why the conversation has taken this turn with the recording being labeled what it is. We'll tell you why. So all of these folks, went up to the Capitol and stormed the Capitol building because they want Trump back in office. It was a fraud, and they're going to overturn democracy to put their man back in office. Why do they want their man back in office?
That's a good question.
He ain't done nothing for them.
That's right.
A lot of them are dying, or their family members are dead. They're broker. They're minus what they had before he was in office.
Yep.
So why do they want their man back in office?
Yep.
It goes back to the original thing that Sedrik and I have been saying from the beginning.
Yep.
Because he hates the same people they hate.
That's right.
And that just warms the cockles of their heart so much they're gonna storm the Capitol to keep him in office. Because he's a fucking miscreant, just like they are.
The very people storm the offices are the same jackwads that talk about our government is great. Yeah, the government's great when they're holding down minorities. And it's so on your side for so long and it's hardwired into your system, you thought nothing would happen to you. And nothing did. Matter of fact, the police let a lot of them through. Literally just let them through to go do what they want to do. You're gonna roll up. Look, I don't like Nancy Pelosi at all. And I'm being honest with you. I don't care how she leave office so long as she's gone. Take that how you want. But when you can roll up in her, you can get to the damn office, or let alone sit in there with your feet kicked up. I don't care if the dude got arrested quick. He got there.
Mm-hmm.
Black people. Oh wait, wasn't it just last year, 2020? Black people got to the gates. They couldn't even get past the gates.
Nope.
They couldn't get past the gates. There was federal people and military locked and loaded, ready to mow someone down.
Think about this. They were on the street like a few streets away from the White House and got pepper sprayed.
Yep.
And shit, had to get run off into people, had to take refuge in people's homes because they were getting pepper spray. They weren't doing nothing. They were just there protesting.
Standing on the street with the signs, most of them quiet because they had already talked for 3 hours chanting.
Had to run and take refuge in someone's house all night, packed in there like cattle.
Because they were being hunted.
Like some fucking movie. It was straight out of a fucking movie. For Trump. And all his racist bullshit. And his bullshit photo op in front of a goddamn church.
See, we call it racist. They call it justice. They call it the way it is. They call it every day. They call it Wednesday. That's what they do. See, 9/11 has nothing to do. It's got nothing on 1/6. That's about what we're going to call it. Because it seems that only 1/6 of this country actually gets what the fuck they want. Because the rest of us don't. All these other minority groups don't get anything that they want. None. It's a pie of 6 and only one slice get any and everything they want. And when something is given by any means to any other slice, they holler their freezers being taken away. They holler that everything, the country's changing. We got to get your country back from what? You don't know what the fuck a country is. You don't know what the fuck you got. You really don't. You know how long it took for black people, just let alone to be able to pick on white people? Just to pick on white people. And I mean openly, on TV, nationally. And even then, there were death threats. Don't talk about us that way. Just think about that. That's absurd. And then, y'all think the best way, because, y'all racist, the best way to pick on any minority is blackface or speak with that faux Asian or Hispanic accent. Anything that you think of comedy to a minority, it has to be racist. It can't be in general. Black people pick on white people. It ain't even racist. It's literally what y'all do. It's literally what you do. And you can't blame us. You got to blame yourself because your systemic racism, your social racism has locked minorities out of everything. Everything. It has this American exceptionalism. No, it's white exceptionalism. That's why this happened. Let me key these two things together real quick. First, white people wear TV all over the place. You grow up with it, you see it, that's it, just white people. It don't matter if it's porn, it don't matter what it is, white people everywhere. Just white people. Walking up and down the street, white people. Black neighborhoods, there's white people. White neighborhoods, no black people, no Hispanics. And if there are, what you see? White people looking out the window like, what they doing? Every TV show, every movie, everything. White people, white people, white people. That's what it is. And then, you get, what is it? The WB, finally got a show on a national syndicated place that white people might actually tune into and say, well, what you complain about? You've got this show. Or before that, you had Family Matters. That was a black TV show. Wow, we had a black TV show. We've come so far from Marmaduke and Aunt Jemima. Wow, we just came on up.
Marmaduke? Wasn't that the dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Y'all don't realize, yeah, they compared that with black people.
Marmaduke?
Yeah. That when I was a little kid and anyone talked about Marmaduke, it wasn't when you see the certain TV interviews or things like that talking about, the fond memories and yay, it was like, okay, yeah, you hear that and then you get those little sly, well, yeah, it was very kin to black people, they was always on the ground. Hearing little things like that, they don't get challenged, don't get questioned, get thrown over the ears while black people sit there, shake their heads and be like, damn. White people were like, ah, and then the decent was kind of like, that wasn't really cool, but I ain't got nothing against it. So it just, people move on. And that was back then. Just think about it. Back then, that was like 10 years of a gap. So people forgetting ish. But then you got today where things can happen and a month later, it's like nothing ever happened. People forget about these protests. The only Black Lives Matter protests they know now are the ones that took place during the pandemic. They don't know of anything else. They don't recall when Black Lives Matter started. It was, automatically they're a terrorist group. Mm-hmm. They don't recall that. They don't remember that. They remember the Black Lives Matter. They're the terrorist group. And so the terrorist group got to be handled like terrorists, right? Right? So let's go ahead and tear gas them. Let's pepper spray them. Let's, lethally shoot around them, at them.
Let's bring the armored vehicles. Because, we got to use our military toys.
Uh-huh. They forget that. Literally people standing out in the street saying, don't kill us. We need justice for this person's death. And it's met with death. It's met with bullying. It's met with get in your place.
You hear that? People asking for decency. And they get met with death. You should marinate on that for a moment.
Actually sit down and fucking think about it. They know, black people know white people don't give a damn. Apathy. Look, on the streets, when it's Black Lives Matter and these white people, it's rare to see them together. It's rare. Primarily, these white people stick to their own. Oh yeah, they'll wear a Black Lives Matter shirt, but they're not really around black people. And then the ones that are, they shouting obscenities like crazy. Black people, some of them, quiet. So the cops get tired of these white people, they go in and kick the shit out of the black person. Seen it happen too many times. That was on Dusty Smith's show. He finds this stuff, he pulls it up, pulls it out, explains it, talks about it, and he gets his white privilege. You just don't care to really talk too much about changing it. Not too much. He'll point out the flaws, but he ain't talking about necessarily changing it and how. He can call you an enemy and a fool and stuff if you don't vote for Joe Biden just to get Trump out. But you ain't gonna talk about how to do things the right way either.
Because the system hasn't changed. Biden won the election, great, but the system is the same.
These people, look, they want to succeed. All right. I think Texas is one of them. And I think Alabama was another. They want to leave the United States.
Let them go.
Not everybody there wants to.
They're gonna have
but
to
just
move
let them
out.
go.
Just let them go.
Texas, logistically, Texas can hold any 2 other states' capacity. Maybe 3.
All that flat land.
Look, straight up. I would have no problem if all these Confederate racist motherfuckers want to have their own damn state. Leave it and leave the rest alone. I'll be like, look, let's give 50% of our income to help these people move and get there and have their homes set up and stuff. And once they set up, done.
Go, just go and enjoy
Seriously,
yourself.
Go.
Just let's let it be you.
Go.
We ain't got to worry about you, and you ain't got to worry about us because we ain't coming to see you.
I just think about Dr. Martin Luther King. This is what I was talking about, what takes you have to get white people to know this stuff. Because the whole Selma, that you have to go out there, national TV, and get your heads kicked in. Literally, Dr. Martin Luther King and a couple of others gambled with hundreds of people's lives trying to get through to white people sitting in their comfy middle-class homes thinking life is okay except for the husband beating on them, but at least they not black. Oh, you think I'm wrong?
I know you ain't wrong.
Not you. Those listening. Those that are probably pissed right now, I'd be like, he don't know what he's talking about. I done probably tuned people off and lost probably half the subscribers I got that aren't bots. They probably going. I'm probably gonna be down to about 130 damn subscribers when this is over. Cause see, here's the thing. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass. I'm gonna do that in another video. I'm gonna do the whole, classic grifter YouTube thing. I'm gonna do that. That's been bugging. I've been wanting to do that for a couple of years, but I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do that because that'd be disingenuous, and it would be. It's gonna be very disingenuous.
People like disingenuous.
If they wanted the truth, we'd have a better life. That's the truth. Everybody would have a better life if everyone embraced the truth and stopped bullshitting, stop lying to themselves. Because those people, that watched those black people get their head beat in. It took that. You can't, because the kitchen table is one thing. The kitchen table is one thing. You can talk all the crap you want about black people. You can watch the TV shows and see the white people in blackface saying this is how black people are and all this. And then you see the movies and hear the rhetoric of how black people are just so violent and nasty and dirty. And then you see Selma where they're just walking and doing nothing, holding their Bibles. And then they get stomped, beat, some shot. Don't fight back. And then they got to end the feed because you're seeing too much of the truth. That's what it took. That's what it took. People that didn't see straight again for the rest of their life. People that couldn't walk straight for the rest of their life. Some that they had so much internal bleeding they died. No one reported that. People that had teeth broken, missing, jaws dislocated, broken, hands busted open. There were black people that actually covered and defended cops. And they got almost killed doing it on that bridge. You want another little a small sample? And I mean, it's infinitesimal in act, but amazingly boisterous in the outcome. Donald Trump, before he became president, he was still on his campaign trail. Black Trump supporter with the note runs up trying to give him the note saying, hey, this is going to happen and they're going to try to hurt you. You gotta defend yourself. He yells, Mr. Trump, I need to help you. I want to speak with you. Mr. Trump, I want to help you. I need to speak with you. Despite those words, he gets tackled, beat down, ushered out. And like a good little boy, he stayed a Trump supporter. I mean, why not, right? Just the white man trying to beat the hell out of you. The women and men of varying ethnic backgrounds at his rallies that were there. Some, not even half, just some, were in support of Trump. But the fact that they were there and there was a Black Lives Matter thing going, they were seen as the enemy. Don't even know why they was grabbed. They just got ushered out. One of them got sucker punched in the face. And that guy got cheered. But let's say the people that got tossed out for no reason, and then let's say that guy evaded that punch and then knocked him smooth out.
They probably would have killed that man.
See, in this country, it's okay to go around calling black people the N-word, Hispanic people the W word, Asians the G word. It's okay to do that. What you gonna call white people? There's a lot of stuff you can call white people, but it don't affect them because they've never been oppressed by it. Everyone wants to, some of these higher minded white people want to cover this whole coup thing and talk about the logistics of it and how the attempt failed and why it failed and all this. They're not focusing on the fact of what it truly was. White privilege at its grossest. They'll gloss over it. They'll mention it here and there. But it's not the focal point, and it should be. Because when you've been in a country that's so racist and in your favor for so long, and then your president is just as messed up as you are, and you get carte blanche to go do whatever you want to do, and then when you're not backed up by those that you believed would support you, then you throw an actual fit. That's beyond white privilege. That's just outright spoiled rotten.
And these people attempted a coup. They should be going away for a very long time, but they won't.
They can't. For the same reason Trump can't. Let me tell y'all something.
Because they won't do it.
They can't. Trump, look, no one's thinking about this. Trump was quiet on Twitter and everything while this was going on. Trump won't tweeting anything. Trump won't any phone calls. Trump has been boisterous every day for 4 years. And this is the one time he learns to shut the fuck up. Because this is what he started. This is what he knows. He's like, this is going to happen. And what he say? Sometimes my supporters, they get excited and they want to support the person they love. They love me and they love me, yada, yada, yada. But now he shut up because Trump has tried his coup enough times. I'm not going to leave office peacefully. I'm not going to turn over the keys of presidency peacefully. I'm not going to leave the White House. Then I'm going to subvert the election. I'm waiting for Trump. See, I thought, and I was like, this is going to be funny if it happened, but I don't know if it'll happen though. I don't know if it'll happen now because Trump showed his intelligence. He showed it. See, I was thinking Trump might be more like, he would say those lines, and I said, this is what I said on Dusty Smith's show that he ignored. Don't know why he ignored it. It was in favor of, what he was talking about. That's why I say he weak. Because he saw my name and was like, no, I don't want to talk to that guy. He rubbed me the wrong way by calling me out on my bullshit earlier. Dusty's he's literally like the liberal Trump. I can call myself out on my bullshit, but you can't. That's weak. That's weak. But I was expecting Trump to say something like, think about how my supporters are acting today. What's going to happen when you try to remove me on the 21st? But see, why is this not the wake-up call for Trump's supporters? Why not? Wasn't Trump the one on the campaign trail saying, hey, you know what? You want to knock him out. Knock him the hell out. Don't worry. I'll pay for the lawyers and stuff. I'll help you. He was the one saying that. Do what you want to do. I'll help you. That was Trump. Trump then went quiet. He went silent. I was waiting for Trump to say something like that. That don't mean he won't. We got some days left. But I'm still waiting on that whole, yeah, they were real excited and stuff. Be careful of the 21st. Something snarky. Something that he can say. Trump's very calculating in this stuff. There's a lot of stuff where all this time Trump has been called a moron for doing or thinking. No. I honestly think now, and easily I can be swayed on this, but right now I'm thinking Trump is just, I'm somebody that is spoiled, narcissistic, angry, want what I want, and that's it. That's Trump. He got to be president, and now you got a kid that someone said, hey, whatever you do, there's no consequence. And Trump was like, yeah, because I'm president. Trump was there for Nixon. Trump was there. What do you do as a child? When you back in them days, Sidra, when we were kids, what happened? It's like, yeah, if I was president, I'd be able to do whatever I want to do. Mm-hmm. I'm president, I can get away with anything. If I want to bomb this place, I bomb this place. If I want to shoot up these people, I'll shoot up these people. People didn't necessarily see the president as giving orders to the military and whatnot. People saw the president as the person that's like, yeah, I'm in charge of the United States and I got all the gear and the weapons and stuff, and I'm a one-man army that's going to go out and mow everyone the fuck down. I got an endless supply of bullets. They just magically in my gun. I got grenades up the sleeves. They just magically appear because I'm the president. I'll do whatever I want to do. I'm going to have all the money. When I'm president, I'm going to have all the money. I'm going to have all the cars. Trump is that dude that got in there and he's at that age with that mindset and then proved it.
But see, Trump has been quiet because when you're doing dirt and trying to distance yourself, you don't get loud. For example, yeah, go ahead and knock that dude out. Don't worry about the legal fees. I'll take care of them. But when that came out, oh yeah, he said he'll take care of legal fees. He was quiet about that, wasn't it?
He shut up.
He shut up. He shut all the way up.
All of it.
When he was, he's this so successful businessman. But when he stiffed these people that he did all the time, I'm sure he wasn't boisterous about it. He just didn't pay them and move on.
And when he got called out on it, what he say? That's smart business.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart business to stiff them on the money you owe.
So what did he just do? He stoked and galvanized and instigated his crazy ass cult followers into doing what he wanted them to do. And then once they got started, just got quiet.
He shut the fuck up. He got quiet. What else? Who else does that, everybody? Who else does that? The Democratic Party.
And children.
Yeah.
And children.
When our kid fuck up, she shuts up. Just like you all did when you were kids and you fucked up. Oh yeah, you want to be loud and playing and I'm the cowboy, or I'm in charge, or playing with your toys or something. But as soon as something knocks over, breaks, what was that?
Or you doing something you ain't got no business, you get quiet.
Literally, what? Shoot, our daughter, 4 years old. No. We got here when she was 3 and a half.
3.
And she's playing, and then she's be on the phone with her mom, and then I'm like, hold up, I don't hear anything, and then she just like, Mom, I'll be right back. She done got quiet.
Mm-hmm. That happened when she was younger. She might have been 2.5, 3, and they're playing and making noise, and we're not that far away washing clothes. And I said, hold up, Mom, it done got quiet. Yep. I don't know what she was doing. I can't remember what she was doing, but
she wasn't doing anything bad or mischievous. It's like she just got super hyper focused on something.
Yeah, but you can't let that silence pass, because that means something is amiss.
Silence is deafening. Loud is annoying, but silence is ear piercing. That's what I'm talking about. How did Joe Biden beat Trump? He shut the fuck up.
He shut up. Because when he was talking, he was sliding downhill fast, man. He was on a wax surfboard on the snow fast. He was going so far downhill so fast. But when he shut up, people got a goldfish memory, so they started to forget. Started to forget how racist, sexist, sexual assaulter, grabby handsy he is.
Donald Trump and his ilk has proven what this country is. Yeah. I can keep talking about the comparison of them and Black Lives Matter.
But it's not even...
I could, but if y'all don't get it, I don't know why you don't. If you don't get it, I don't know why you don't. Everything in this country is against minorities. It is. The original police were nothing but, slave captures. That's all they were. Capture slaves, bring them back. It was a law in this country where slaves couldn't run away. Think about it. It was a law where slaves, if things were going right, you wouldn't run from it. The only time people run from things that are going right is they've been treated so bad for so long. When it goes right, it feels wrong. That's it. This black woman went to Britain. This is some years ago. She's an author. She goes to Britain. She decided to live. She's going to live there for about 6 months. And she's there with her little white friends. And she's literally said that living there, things were so much better than the United States. She almost feels guilty for leaving. Actually, she felt guilty. She said that she doesn't know if she'd be accepted if she came back. That's epic. And Britain is also a racist damn place. They over there racist as fuck. So if she can go over there and feel that level of guilt for being treated that much better in a place that's technically just as racist as this, if not worse, truthfully, because there is more rhetoric Here it is action. You know, that's scary. That's scary. You know, I want people to wake up, to actually wake up and be like, wait a minute, let us vote for the stuff that's going to stop this. I wish I could tell you who to vote for other than Green Party. I can't tell you to vote for progressives. They all voted for the status quo. I can't tell you to vote for the status quo because they are all voting to keep everything that Donald Trump has put in place. How racist must you be to be the vice president of the first biracial / black, yet self-anointed I'm not black president? How you gonna be Joe Biden? Work with / under Barack Hussein Obama, usher and push to the tooth for a public option on health care, and then that gets undone, and when you become president, your goal is to not reinstate it. I mean, that should have been the pet project. Obama, just like most black people have been taught so well to hate themselves, he said, I'm not going to go with one thing that I know this country could use. I'm going to go with the one thing white people already made. And white people so racist, hey, that's our thing. But I'm against it because you blacky decided to go for it. Something that Mitt Romney was praised for doing. And then all those politicians went against it just because Obama decided to take it onto his own and make it national instead of just in one state. They went against it. Just think about that. The only thing they didn't go against was anything that fueled the military-industrial complex and what hurt black people. Trayvon Martin was my son. You know, if I had a son, he looked like Trayvon Martin. Shut up, Obama. I'm shutting up. That's what happened, legitimately. Obama gives a speech. You lying. Obama gives him that, you know, that black daddy look. Keep on going. And I can guarantee you the way Joe Biden was back then, if it was Joe Biden up there, he probably would have been like, what? Because, you know, you can do that stuff when you're white.
Yeah, he was ready to take it outside.
It's like, no, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. You could say that. What about the guy that was questioning Joe Biden? Joe Biden turned and snapped on the ground by the lapels and told him to calm down. What about that? Think about that, y'all. Think about the guy, no, it was Hillary he was shaking the hand of and holding the wrist of, and Hillary was trying to kind of get away. He wouldn't let her. And then he did that to another senator. And then he was doing that to some dude, like, I got you and I'm not going to let you get away. And then sniffing girls' hair, hugging girls and women and kind of not letting go. No, he's never molested anybody. His entitlement isn't there. He's not entitled. It was just, a gesture of love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how many girls has been raped that says that the person that did it was just showing how much they love them. Yeah. This should be eye-opening for the country. Oh, you can hate me. Oh, you can easily hate me. Well, he's just saying this stuff. He sound racist. I sound racist because how else am I going to talk about this without sounding like I don't like white people? How else? Yeah, I make a straight up line in the sand about the decent and well-minded and whatnot white people against these racists and things like that. That line is clear. And if you ain't heard it, then go fuck yourself. Because I've been saying that mess for so long. If you don't know where I stand, get fucking lost. I don't need you up here listening to me or anything like that. This sickness won't go away until it is absolutely acknowledged and forced out. It has to be forced out. This all comes because why? It's all right. That's why. Today, January 6, 2021, it happened because it's all right for it to happen. There's no way they can stop these people without looking bad. Because if they stop these people from storming and attacking and taking over and trying this little coup in this tiny little way, if they stop them, then the black people can say, man, y'all look terrible. Ha ha ha. And they don't want that. You got to protect your own. That's why they did it. That's why they got away with it. And that's why most won't go to prison for it when they should be going to federal prison. They should be locked up
for the rest of their days.
It should be straight up. They literally attempted a coup. It don't matter how easily it failed. It don't matter how weak it was. The fact that they attempted it was way more than enough. If you can go to prison for life for just saying you want to kill the president, what is it when you literally try to take over the government physically after saying it?
You know, other countries, they execute you for that.
On the spot. You know what the trial would be? Get drugged to the place to get shot.
Exactly.
That's the trial. This right here is bullshit. You can't be a black person and roll up there and be like, man, this government sucks. You get shot. These people went up there, some armed. And they just let them by. Protecting their own was far more important than protecting the country, whatever the country is. I don't know what the country is. I really don't. I don't know. I know it's ran by religious people. I know that the country is that. I know this country favors white people. This is gonna hurt, but I'm gonna have to say this. It's the old line. It's the old racist line. Ain't nothing worse than a nigger lover. That's the line. And I know some of you out there hate the N-word, probably more than I do. But man, that's where they come from. It's hard to be part of Black Lives Matter. That's how I see it. You're it. Awesome. But the way they see it, you're the enemy. And the only thing worse than the enemy is one that sympathizes with the enemy. And when you think about it, if you out there and you white and you listen to this, you want to get full context, just hear me. All right. If you one of them racists out there, you white, you one of them racists out there. If you black and you one of them white racists out there. Because I've seen enough of you, enough of y'all with these diehard Nazi paraphernalia wearing Trump supporters. I've seen you black people out there. Y'all white racists too. Y'all black racists, white racists, y'all racist. Y'all a piece of shit. Y'all worse than the white people that are racist. You know, because they can look in the mirror and be like, I'm different. You look in the mirror and you're like, for some reason, I don't know why, but my skin is something I gotta hate. Well, I don't hate my people. I just like their people more. Look. I'm gonna say this because I said this, Mr. Sidra, off of this. I'm gonna say it here. Those people, them black people, they ain't completely stupid. They're not completely stupid. I've seen them out there in them crowds, a little sprinkle of pepper out there in a sea of salt. I've seen it. But then when this stuff started, when it really got cranky, there was the violence starting to happen, I didn't see them out there anymore. They can stand out there and talk and chill. And when they're talking, if you ever find footage, find it. Find any of it. I'm telling you, when they're out there talking, these black people that's supporting Trump and the white people around them, watch those white people look at them and try and listen. They are listening. They are literally listening like, don't say the wrong thing. Every syllable that come out of their mouth, those white people standing next to them are just like, they are just checking. It's almost like they are deciphering every single word as best that they can to see whose side that he's on. Oh yeah, plus Diamond Silk, go fuck yourself. Hope you die in a burning cat. Y'all make me sick. Anyone out there like that make me sick. This sickness has to go away, and it can. It can go away in 2 years, flat. The problem is, all of you decent-minded people, every single one of you decent-minded people have to stop voting for the racists.
Yeah, that would help.
Stop voting for the racists. You hear me? You hear me? Stop voting for the racists. Stop. Just stop doing it. You know who they are. You know how you know who they are? They in office right now. Well, this black woman, she can't be. Fuck them. When they get in the office and they don't do for the people, but they do for the status quo, they're racist. They're assholes. They're sellouts. Fuck them. The squad. What they should have done, go in there and say, this is where we stand, and bolster the people that are going to help make change. They didn't. They sided with the status quo. Fuck them. This comes from a guy that was trying to support them until I realized some things. At first it was AOC and hoping that the others wouldn't follow in suit, but they did. Fuck them. Fuck them. You don't support them because they don't support you. It's that simple. Vote for new people. Find new people. And if you can't, and you think you might have a good message, then you become the people. Give us something to vote for. Give us some. I don't like racists, so I can't run for office. I have called for the death of these harmful people, these murderers. I've called for the death of these people. Why? Because if you could kill the murderers, then most likely everyone else would live. There won't be any black baby dolls with nooses around their necks in toilet stalls. There won't be N-words plastered here and there. There won't be black people hung in parks. There won't be black women found dead in jail, shot for calling the cops, to help them, or their elderly parents shot and killed because the cops go and knock on the door like they're trying to break it into. There won't be mothers slain in the street pregnant. There's a better way, and we can be it. We just got to actually do it. Just like these Trump supporters, they went out and did it. You can talk trash about them. You can laugh at their failure, but they fucking tried. That's what y'all need to understand. They absolutely tried. What? Did you got something to say, woman? And then she waved because she realized she wasn't mic'd up. But they tried. They went out and physically tried. All you got to do is vote.
They're fucking cowards.
Yeah, they're cowards, but they fucking tried.
They only tried because they thought they're going to have their man backing them up. And he didn't.
All right, but they thought it. Who in the fuck do we got? Why do we have to have anyone backing us up? Why can't we just say, we need to vote for these people because fuck the ones in right now? Why can't we just get our heads out of our asses and just vote for the right people?
The right people have to present themselves.
You know who the right people are? The ones that aren't in office now.
Yeah, I know that.
It's that simple. That's the Bucho effect. That's the Bucho effect. The right people are the ones that are not in office now. They're not Republican. They're not Democrat. They would have to be Green Party or a different progressive, but you vote enough progressives in, maybe they'll feel like they got enough tits and balls to get something done. Maybe that's what it is. But this coup should be a lesson to you. It can be done if you fucking try. You have the power. You, the listener, you have the power to do shit. If they can get off their haunches and physically go to a place thinking that they're going to do something decent for them, because they're doing it for them, their little racist ilk, they're doing it for them. Who are we doing it for? Huh? Our children? Bullshit. We got Biden. We could have had Bernie. Fuck him. But we could have had Bernie. Who are we doing it for? Grandchildren? Fuck them. Why? What I just said. We're doing it for us? No. Fuck them. Why? Because same thing. We want better. We got to think better, be better, do better, vote better. It's that simple. I'm not going to beat this any further. But I'm just saying, we can be better. We can. There are way many more comparisons I could make. I didn't want to bring up. There were things I was going to say, and I stopped myself from saying it because, god damn it, I felt like that'd just be maybe pros before swine, and people just wouldn't understand. Maybe it'd be over their heads because it'd be leaking things that are not necessarily political. So I stopped myself. Wouldn't be political. It wouldn't really be social. It'd be almost esoteric. So I stopped myself. Now I expect a lot of people this right here would get about 2 minutes of listen. People are going to turn off anyway. I already knew that. But anyone that actually made it this far, can you do me a favor? If you've listened to the whole thing, can you please just put down there, just put, listen to it all. Type that, listen to it all, or heard everything. Whether you like it or not, if you listen to it, can you please just say, I listened to all of this? That's what I'm asking. I'm curious. I'm real curious. In any case, it's been Sedrik and Sidra for Comparative Reasoning. And if you did, thank you for listening.